Hi guys, it's been quite a while. Today we're just going to be looking at a very interesting off topic. We're not going to go deep into code, but we're just going to be discussing about things that could help you write better code and even enjoy your coding experience, because at first coding can be a hell lot of stress, but later on you get familiar and then you want your work to be easier. So we're just going to be talking majorly about my five favorite VS Code extensions. Yeah. So more than 2.6 million developers worldwide use VS Code every month. Like every month, 2.6 million. That's a whole lot of users. And it's currently ranked the number one best code editor in the world. And extensions is actually a feature that allows people be able to create third-party functions and features that should be able to help code and programmers experience better. So extensions actually help the developer and also try to abstract some certain things away and helps your coding experience that much. I think that's even what makes VS Code one of the number one, because you could basically have a problem, find a way to solve it and publish it online for other developers, and they could also use what you make use of. And we are just going to be seeing my 5 favorite extensions and why I really love them. So first of all, I just have this blank index of HTML that says "Sue," according to our normal Ronaldo fans out there who understand this. But I'm not a Ronaldo fan. I'm actually more of Messi. Okay, straight to the topic. So my number one favorite VS Code extension, especially when I started out in my web development career, was the Live Server. Now you can access your VS Code extension by coming here. This one that looks like 4 boxes. Click on it and to open. And my favorite one was the Live Server. Now, what the Live Server helps you do is to actually help you with the browser reload functions. It actually updates your HTML page live. Yes, live. For example, when you've installed this, you could install it by simply going to search in the marketplace up here, searching for Live Server, and you download the one by Retweak Day. So you download that, and once you have that activated, you could simply come to your files here and right click and click on open with Live Server and just give it some minutes, and then it will open up your browser. So let's wait for this, and it should come up in a flash. Yep. So as you can see, this guy says "Sue" by Ronaldo. And yeah, so we could easily change something here. We could change this and say Messi and save it, and immediately I save it, this guy actually refreshes and updates it. So if you're someone who is like saving, going to go and check your browser, this Live Server saves you of all the stress of always coming to reload your browser every single time. So whenever you change something and you just hit the save button, or if you have auto save turned on and the file saves, it automatically updates it. The server reloads on its own, so you don't always keep on having to reload. Oh my god, I remember when I was learning, it was actually very stressful. You change something, go to your browser, reload, see updates and all that. So this extension actually helps you with that. Then my second favorite extension is the Prettier extension. Prettier is pretty amazing. Prettier nation. What it does is actually code formatter. What happens is that it helps you avoid messy code. Like when you start coding and your code starts getting complicated and bigger, at times you might forget things like indenting and all those things that they always say to write productive clean code. You have to indent and all of that. No, you don't need that. So always stress yourself with that with Prettier. Prettier actually makes it easy, and you could write something like this. If you say UL and you say LI, I actually have Prettier active now, and I said maybe first I should come here. Maybe I just press enter and put another LI, that's the list item, and I say last. Once I click Ctrl S, it automatically arranges everything and indents them properly. I don't need to bother about indenting at this particular point. That's one of the work of Prettier. When my code gets all clumsy and even gets to confuse the developer, Prettier actually formats it, and it looks pretty at that particular time. So it works for HTML, CSS, Angular, React, JavaScript, TypeScript, different things all together. It just helps you make your work easier. It's actually a bit technical to configure, but you could just simply go online and search for a tutorial and you should be able to see how to do that. Now my third favorite is the auto rename tag. For those who do a lot of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you would actually like this. I remember back then, let's say I have this span here and I want to change this span to a bold tag, just like we have. Now I want to change this span to a bold tag. I would need to change the span to bold here and change it to here. But what the auto rename actually does for me is that it actually helps me to be able to rename it. So for bold, did I just say bold tag? Sorry, it's a strong tag. I'm going to write strong, and once I save it, it's going to, okay, it's actually because it's the H1. So let's say I want to change the H1 to H2. Once I just change it from either the beginning or the end, I can come to the end and write something like H5 and it automatically updates at the beginning. I don't have to change it here and also change it at the first point, I mean at the opening tag, and also close it at the closing tag. I can pick any side I am and decide to start from. I can change the closing tag or change the opening tag to something else, and the closing tag will also do the same. See this, I changed this to a P tag completely, and as you can see, it automatically did that for me. So it saves me a lot of time, and another set of people who enjoy this are React developers. In fact, if you're just doing front-end development in total and you're making use of any form of HTML or tags in general, this will help you a lot. Now the third one, or the fourth one, is the Cobalt 2 theme. As you can see, my VS Code looks a bit different. That's because I used the Cobalt 2 theme. It just gives me this look and feel. It was developed by Wes and I think he actually has a cool eye for interfaces, because this color scheme alone just makes it so nice. Like the look and feel, it's warm to the eye. It's not looking like the light thing that always wants to damage your eye, and it's not so dark. It's just moderate and mild to look at, and you could just, at least you get that nice experience when making use of it. That's why I love it. Now the fifth option I have is not really a specific one, but it's basically something that actually helps you reduce the stress you need sometimes when writing some types of code, and that is code snippets. For example, as a React developer, I always have to create, maybe I want to create a component or something like that. I always have to come and rewrite everything. So those things actually require like some basic things to always start with. For example, though by default VS Code provides us with some code snippet. Let's say if I have another HTML file, I call it index2.html, and I press enter. Once I just do the what's the name, exclamation mark, and press enter, VS Code gives me this code snippet already done, and I just need to edit it. And that's default by VS Code. And sometimes you might actually have other languages that requires you to do some other things. Let's say, for example, I want to create a TypeScript, JSX or TSX in this type. I'll just say, maybe I'll just say component.tsx. So this is TypeScript React. This is basically, you might not understand it, but a code snippet will be able to allow me to do something like this, TSREFCE, and I'll be able to get generated code, which just makes it easy for me to start. I don't actually have to start from beginning and start doing one thing or the other and the other. It just helps me to be able to type it once. I can also write RNFES. All these things I'll need as a React Native developer, you just get them easily. The code snippet helps you solve a lot of problems or a lot of repetitive tasks and all of that. So that's basically all. You always need code snippets, and your work will be very easy if you actually make use of these types of extensions. So there you have it. That's my that's my favorite extensions, my 5 top favorite extensions, and they are very, very nice for beginners. Especially it appeals to beginners. If you know you're just starting out in your career, you're not that much in your, start using this extension, you truly enjoy it. That's all in this video, guys. See you in the next one.